In the year 2045, the world has changed dramatically. You're 45 years old, living in a future where technology is beyond anything imaginable. One day, you stumble upon a secret innovation that could alter the course of human history. A time travel device. But there's a twist. You age with every trip back in time. If you travel 10 years into the past and return, 10 years are added to your life in the present. You know this is a heavy price to pay, but curiosity gets the better of you. You decide to embark on a journey to witness the most defining moments of the 21st century, starting from the year 2000. Your first stop is at the beginning of the millennium, the year 2000. The world is on the cusp of a technological revolution. You stand in awe as the International Space Station opens its doors to the first resident crew, marking the start of humankind's next
Kate
step
Rubins,
into
Anatoly
space.
Ivanishin, and Takuya Onishi now on their way to the International Space Station.
15 seconds into the flight, everything is nominal. Everything is fine on board. This is Irkut.
You witness the birth of devices we take for granted in 2000. The first camera phone is sold, and Apple launches the iPod, revolutionizing how people experience music. Yet, there's an underlying tension. The dot-com bubble bursts, sending shockwaves through the tech world. Companies that promise the future collapse overnight. You observe the panic in the eyes of investors, realizing how fragile the digital age was in its infancy. With a quick calibration, you move forward to 2001. The world seems unchanged at first, but everything shifts on September 11th. You stand on a street in New York City, just blocks away from the Twin Towers, witnessing one of the darkest moments in human history. The dust and chaos are unbearable. The world you once knew feels shattered, but you resist the urge to intervene. This is history unfolding. The aftermath is almost immediate. The U.S. invades Afghanistan, beginning a war that will span decades. You watch as the world's airport security transforms forever. In 2003, you find yourself in a world dominated by change. Social media is being born. MySpace is launched, offering a new way to connect with people across the globe. You see the rise of LinkedIn and Skype, platforms that will forever alter communication and professional life. But it's not all digital optimism. You witness the U.S. invasion of Iraq, a war whose consequences ripple through the Middle East, laying the groundwork for years of instability. As you travel, you feel the weight of history, both the hope in technology and the devastation in geopolitics. 2007 marks a pivotal moment in human history. You stand in the front row as Steve Jobs unveils the iPhone, a device that will revolutionize not just communication, but society itself. It's difficult to believe how something so small will come to dominate everyday life, creating new industries and reshaping old ones. At the same time, another revolution is happening in media. Netflix begins its video streaming service. As people start cutting the cord with traditional TV, the world begins shifting to an on-demand culture. But you also see the dark side of this year. The subprime mortgage crisis begins, a precursor to the Great Recession of 2008. When you arrive in 2008, stock markets are crashing. Lehman Brothers collapses, and the Dow Jones suffers its biggest single-day loss in history. The fear and uncertainty are palpable, and you realize just how deeply this will affect people's lives. As you navigate through this, you also witness a technological marvel. The SpaceX Falcon 1 becomes the first privately built spacecraft to reach orbit, showing that even in the darkest economic times, innovation still thrives. In 2010, the pace of change accelerates. You witness the launch of Instagram and Pinterest, social media platforms that will shape visual culture for years to come. But the tech doesn't stop there. Apple releases the first iPad, signaling the rise of tablet computing. The future seems closer than ever, but not all progress is digital. In 2011, you find yourself swept up in the Arab Spring, witnessing uprisings that shake the very foundations of governments across the Middle East.
Will be brutally suppressed. Tense new beginnings for Tunisia, its Arab neighbors nervous of how revolutionary feelings could spread. Mubarak deposed.
At the same time, a tragedy strikes Japan with the earthquake and tsunami that kill over 20,000 people and lead to the Fukushima nuclear disaster. The world feels increasingly connected, and every event ripples across the globe. You move forward to 2015. This year is also marked by terror, with the Paris attacks and terrorist acts by Boko Haram and Al-Shabaab. The contrast between human triumph and tragedy is never more evident. In your journey, you feel both the joy of progress and the sorrow of loss. By the time you reach 2019, you stand at the precipice of something ominous. Protests rage in Hong Kong. Wildfires sweep through Brazil and Australia, and tensions rise in the Persian Gulf.
A military vessel demands that the British tanker alter its course. A British military ship tries to explain the request is a violation of international law.
But something even more dangerous is brewing. A virus is spreading in China. You watch as the first cases of what will soon be known as COVID-19 are reported. People go about their lives, unaware of the pandemic that will change the world in just a few months. You feel a sense of dread. You know what's coming.
As you can see in Europe, the situation is still dire. Italy, the hardest hit country in the area, is still reeling from this outbreak, virtually shut down as the number of deaths there continues to rise.
Lockdowns, millions of lives lost, and an economic crisis that will take years to recover from. Your journey has come to an end. You've aged 45 years during your trip. Now at 95 years old, you return to 2045. The world is more advanced than ever, shaped by the very events you've just witnessed. You reflect on the moments of progress, the moments of despair, and how humanity continues to push forward through every challenge. As you set down the time travel device, you realize that history is not just a series of events. It's a complex web of decisions, reactions, and transformations, all leading to the world you live in today. Would you travel again, even knowing the cost? Only time will tell. Thank you for joining me on this time-traveling journey. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more adventures through history. Let me know in the comments, what moment in time would you visit if you could? Until next time, stay curious and remember, time waits for no one. Thanks again, to be continued.